Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by Oronde.
What's poppin'?
And we're back, man. We're back talking about some football here. Just some craziness going into week 4 or 5. We're already 5 weeks in. How are you liking this year, man, Oronde?
Bro, it's a bunch of crap. Slow start offensively for around the league. My team's acting like bums. There's bums everywhere. But at least there's a lot of parity. That way the games are actually close and not all blowouts. Broncos.
Miami.
Anyways, it's still fun. It's still
Yeah,
fun to watch.
yeah, I agree. I mean, even though the Saints, like, we started off hot and then we just cooled off offensively. We just stink. Like it's more of a headache to watch a game than to be happy about it. But yeah, but today we're gonna talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. What they're starting the season off 2-2. They got smoked last week against Houston, 30-6.
Houston.
What do you blame? They got smoked week 1 against the 49ers, 30-70 or 30-70. 30-7. They beat the Browns week 2. They beat the Raiders week 3, and then they lost week 4. Who do you blame for the failure going in Pittsburgh right now?
Matt Canada. I've been hating on this man for since he got the job. He failed in college. Why did they think he was going to excel in the NFL? Now there are rare cases of that happening, but he is not the one. He shows nothing. He earns nothing. They haven't had a 400-yard game since he got the job. It's been 2 years. Why is he still hired? Why does he still have a job? They're dead last in damn near every metric you can measure for offensive play.
Yeah.
What are they doing? I say we like I like the team. I don't understand why Tomlin is keeping him around. He just does not deserve to be there. I can go work in Pittsburgh and have a much better time than he is. Doesn't make any freaking sense.
Like none of the players like him. I'm sure none of the staff likes him.
You know how bad you have to be for your kicker.
Yeah.
For your kicker to call you out. They won the game and Matt Canada was celebrating. Boswell was like, it was not because of you. I can tell you that. Your kicker? Are you
Like
kidding me?
he is like, and it's obvious that it's play calling, and it's obvious it's him that's causing this. Like I don't understand how, like, with that talent, like Najee Harris is completely irrelevant.
He's
Like he
useless.
is a talent that they are allowing to die because of poor play calling and because of just poor scheme. Like it's like they had a whole off season and they've done nothing with it. And I'm with you. Like I don't understand how. Like I mean, if you look at it, like in their week 3 win against the Raiders, do you know who won that football game? Their defense. Their defense won that game. The defense put pressure on the Raiders. I think it was a pick 6 in that game as well. But it wasn't their offense. Their offense has not been contributing to anything, and that's because Matt Canada has stunk it up. So I mean, they have a bye week after this week. They play the Ravens this week, and then they have a bye week. I mean, if I'm them, I'm fine. I'm getting them gone at the bye week so I can have a whole week to find a new scheme, find a new offense, or implement it a different way. Because right now it's just not working.
Want to know the only team that has a worse drive percentage than the Steelers?
Oh.
It's the Patriots. And that's saying something. I know the Patriots stink. I know that. But when the Steelers also have a 67% chance of their drives ending in a punt or a turnover, that's abysmal. That's terrible. And it's not like they don't have talent on the offensive side of the ball.
100% agree.
They do. And they're just not being utilized at all. They have just crossed over 1,000 total yards for the season on their offense altogether.
That's awful.
Altogether.
I mean, and then you like look at it and you realize it's that like their defense can be like top 10 in the league easily, top 10. But whenever your defense has to stay on the field for the majority of the game because your offense can't stay on the field, your offense can't get a drive going, or your offense can't get points, it gets tiring. Defenses can't hold off that long. Defense can't continue. Defenses can't. They shouldn't have to deal with that at all. And so I feel like when it looked their loss to the Texans was they scored 6 points. They scored 2 field goals. Like it's pathetic when your offense can't even get
Even
into
their
the end zone.
special teams can't even hold it to them. A fullback went and scored a touchdown. How do you let that happen?
Yeah, yeah. And like, I mean, even so, like, I think, do you start looking at Tomlin? Like, do you start questioning his ability to coach?
I don't. That's my thing, though. I don't question Tomlin. Tomlin has somehow willed this team to not have a losing record in his entire tenure, but it's not looking too hot in year 2 of Matt Canada or
And
year
I mean,
3,
but as a head
whatever.
coach, I mean, like you said, I'm the head coach. I select the staff. I know when they should be gone. I know when to pull the plug on staff, but yet Canada still lingers around and stinks up offensively, and there's no offensive scheme. I mean, you got George Pickens who hasn't had a catch in weeks. This feels like it feels like he's just not
They
even out there.
the Steelers have allowed the third most yards a game at 403. Now, it's still not the worst when it comes to points allowed, which that belongs to Denver, but they're still bottom 10 for that.
Well, that's not saying much. They got smoked. Denver got smoked by 50 points. I mean, Denver should be bottom last. Like, but it's just pathetic for me. Or I mean, pathetic from that Steelers team. Like, do you blame like there's so many things you can blame. You gotta blame the entire team because right now it's just not clicking. It's not clicking at all. And so they need to figure it out. And I don't know if that comes before or after their bye week. Like, do you really put up this week against the Ravens? Do you lay down and just run to your bye week? And I
You
think this
can't
week
run
will
to your bye
show
week because that's just that shows you're not even invested into this season.
exactly.
Then you don't even have a chance of getting back to 500 or above 500, I should say.
Yeah. I mean,
So I think at the beginning of the season, we had decent hopes for them, and they have not lived up to it at all. They don't even deserve the praise that we gave them at the beginning of the season,
literally, I mean, like
if at all.
if you go back and look at the Steelers podcast we did, like I'm sure like we were high on the coattails, but there was still that asterisk of like, okay, Matt Canada's still there. So we gotta table that. We gotta table the conversations about that because we all know what he actually is, and we know that what he can accomplish, which is zero.
Nothing.
And so I
And
really
not
hope
even to mention their former talent, Claypool, is already causing problems for another team.
yeah. I just like it just sucks, man. It just sucks watching them like stink it up. Such a great franchise, such a great team. But listen, Steelers fans, like let us know how you feel. Let us know if like what you think should happen and where do you think your team will actually go. But I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. I'm excited to see what Steelers fans have to say about what's going on with their franchise. Oronde, thank you for joining. Any final thoughts on the Steelers?
I hope they lose all the rest of the games this season.
Here's nuts. All right. Well, my name's been Davion, and this has been the post game. Peace.